Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Rebecca Carlin. I'm a naturopathic doctor. I'm the founder of the PCOS Plan. Today I really wanted to talk a little bit about an awesome herb that I use a lot in my practice, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. It's known as Vitex. Okay, but before I get into this herb and what it does, I think we should cover a little bit about the hormones that it affects, which are LH and FSH, otherwise known as luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. So LH and FSH are two of our pituitary gland hormones. They both interact with our ovaries, our menstrual cycle, and when they're out of whack, we can exhibit issues with ovulation, with our menstrual flow, and we can also experience symptoms of PCOS. So when the pituitary gland, which is in our brain, senses low estrogen, aka, the beginning of our menstrual period, it sends out FSH. Okay, the pituitary gland uses FSH to stimulate the ovary, and then it selects the strongest or best follicle to continue and survive. As the selected follicle gets bigger, it releases a whole bunch of estrogen. Okay, so estrogen starts to go on the rise. The pituitary gland then responds to the high estrogen by sending out LH. It will send out a high pulse of LH, which triggers the egg to finally develop and release via follicle rupture. So in my practice, I often see women with an abnormal LH to FSH ratio, okay? When this happens, LH is typically much higher than FSH. Sometimes, though, this won't be seen on lab work, okay? But this doesn't mean that the patient is out of the woods and that they don't have PCOS. Sometimes I also see a very low LH and FSH. So something like that could even indicate to me maybe a case of hypothalamic amenorrhea. But to diagnose something like this, it's really important to do a thorough investigation first, get a lot of lab work done, and then make that decision. Okay, so now we can talk a little bit about Vitex. So Vitex is an herb that we all hear about, right? It's very common in the world of hormones. We hear a lot about Vitex in regards to how it can impact ovulation. The truth is, it's a really great herb for many things. Okay, for example, it works to lower prolactin if we have prolactin levels that are super high. It improves menstrual regularity. Vitex is also reported to increase LH. Okay, and when that happens, we stimulate ovulation and progesterone production. Okay, it's used as a cycle regulator. So how does it do this? Vitex acts on the pituitary hormones in the brain, okay, regulating hormones at a much higher level. And when a woman has low LH, low luteinizing hormone, and takes Vitex, you might see her luteinizing hormone go up in preparation for ovulation. Okay, but what's really cool about this herb is that it can also bring LH down in those with PCOS, okay, if it is way too high. So overall, Vitex helps to modulate our luteinizing hormone. So if your LH is way too high, it'll help to bring it down. If it's way too low, it could help to bring it up. I hope you found this video interesting. I hope you learned something new. Remember that before you decide to start any supplement routine, it's really important to first check with your naturopathic doctor to make sure that it's the right supplement for you and that it doesn't interact with any medications you're taking or any other conditions you might be dealing with. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your week, and I'll see you in the next one.